All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, Rich Cimini of ESPN published an article earlier this morning. It's a pretty good read. I highly recommend checking it out. I'll leave it linked down below in the description box. But Troy Aikman was actually a part of it. He weighed in on how he feels about Zach Wilson, where he thinks he stands, and also moving forward, how he thinks Zach Wilson's going to look and perform. And even though everybody knows Aikman as the Dallas Cowboys legend, right, one of the best players in franchise history, one of the best players in NFL history, he had a but even though Troy Aikman is a Dallas Cowboys legend, right, one of the best players in franchise, actually scratch that, one of the best players in NFL history, he started out kind of like Zach Wilson, right? Where he comes into this Dallas Cowboys franchise, first overall pick, expected to turn things around and struggles mightily. Didn't win a game. 0-11 his rookie season. What did he throw? 9 touchdown passes, 18 picks, under 2,000 passing yards. Granted, it's more of a passing league now, but still, you're looking at those numbers, you're looking at where Aikman was drafted, and a lot of people still point to Aikman along with Peyton Manning as the quarterbacks that turned out to be really good guys, but statistically speaking, weren't really too productive, weren't really too effective their first season in football. Okay, now times are a little different, and this is actually addressed in the article, but Aikman goes on to say, "Welcome to what has become a smaller club of struggling quarterbacks. I struggled as much as any rookie quarterback in the history of the game. I like Zach Wilson a lot. From what I saw of him, I liked him a lot. I expected maybe not to see him struggle as much as he did last season, but I think he's got a chance to be a really good player." He goes on to say, "We don't give these guys much of a grace period anymore. I don't know that that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. I think the expectations have changed so much because of some of the success we've seen from some of these other rookie quarterbacks, not only in the last few years. It goes back to a guy like Ben Roethlisberger and what he was able to do." And to kind of build off his point, with quarterbacks coming in the league and instantly having success, another factor that I feel like goes hand in hand with that is the fact that there's so many talented quarterbacks coming out of college. Plus, we have to take a look at how the game is transitioning at the professional level. There is more of a focus on it being more up-tempo, it being more friendly to college quarterbacks, easier to grasp. Coaches are, in my opinion, a little bit more open into installing some of the stuff that's being done in college. So the transition is easier. And I think with all of that said, the expectations are higher because in a team's mind, it's like, hey, if our guy is here struggling year after year after year, we can just go draft the next guy who's going to be ultra talented and everything like that. So I think Aikman makes a great point. But it's interesting hearing him talk about Zach Wilson, because Zach, much like Aikman, struggled his rookie season. Not the top overall pick like Troy, but the second overall pick, close enough. The expectations are through the roof, both big market teams. Again, going back to his quote, I expected maybe not to see him struggle as much as he did last year, but I think he's got a chance to be a really good player. So we take a look at Joe Douglas's offseason moves. I mean, they've been stellar to say the least. In my opinion, it's still an A offseason for the Jets. He upgraded numerous positions of need. I felt like he completely revitalized specific positions, tight end probably being the headliner there. Tyler Conklin, CJ Uzomah coming off the best seasons of their career, adding a guy in Jeremy Ruckert for depth behind them, more of a long-term potential guy. You bring back Braxton Berrios, you draft Garrett Wilson in the top 10, one of my favorite players in the entire NFL draft. You go get Breece Hall in round 2. Laken Tomlinson on the offensive line, Dwayne Brown on the offensive line, completely manning, locking down that left side. Joe Douglas did his job. Now it is up to Zach Wilson to show something more. Can he take that next step? Can he elevate the team around him? Can he take care of the football? Can he make better decisions? Is he picking up the offense? Is he understanding what defenses are trying to do to him? Speaking of the defense, that theoretically, right, on paper, looking at names on paper, that should get better. The only way you can go is up from 32. I get that. I really find it hard to believe that the Jets have a guy in Carl Lawson coming back, bringing in guys like Quan Alexander, Jordan Whitehead, DJ Reed, who else? Solomon Thomas, I think, is going to be a big contributor as well on the interior of the D-line, not to mention the rookies, Jermaine Johnson, Sauce Gardner. I find it really hard to believe that defense won't take a step up. I'm expecting it to be 22. That's what I'm shooting for. 22nd. Can we be the 22nd best defense in football? I think that's reasonable. I think it's realistic for this 32nd ranked defense to jump all the way up with all of the new additions, with all the guys coming back from injury. Salah's second year in the system. But, going back to Zach Wilson here, if the defense can get some stops, if they could get a couple of turnovers, that will really benefit this Jets offense, So I think Troy's right. I don't think it's, I do think it's obvious to see that Zach Wilson has talent, to see the splash plays, to see the flashes, but there's got to be consistency. There's got to be a standard that we hold Zach Wilson to because of the talent, because of the draft pick and everything like that. He cannot be the Achilles heel of this football team. You don't draft to hold the team back, right? You're drafting a guy there so he can elevate the team. He can ascend through the ranks and eventually become a top 10, hopefully top 5 quarterback in football. That's why you pick a guy in the top 2. Okay, so I think Zach Wilson can do it. I think this year is going to be big for him. Again, the front office, the organization, they did realistically everything they could to supply him with talent, to give him the help that he needs. And we'll see how it plays out. I have high hopes, though. I'm expecting a big second-year jump from not only just Zach, but the other guys as well, the Michael Carter, both Michael Carters, Elijah Moore as well. I think this offense, I think this Jets team is going in the right direction. I do have my question marks, right, for sure. I think a lot of Jets fans do have some reservations. They have some red flags, but we'll see how it plays out. This is the last Sunday, believe it or not, before NFL football. So I just want to quickly say thank you so much for, everything you do. I love how when there's good news, we can all come to the channel and talk about the good news. When there's bad news, we can all come to the channel and vent our frustrations. If it's more so like a debatable topic, like the Denzel Mims thing, we can have really, really good discussions down below in the comment section. Just it's a culmination of all the Jets fans. So you guys have no idea how much this channel, how much you guys mean to me, and I can't wait for the season. I really, really can. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.